Right, well here we go again. If my voice is strange, it's because I've got COVID. As I said last time, after 4 years of working in a high risk industry and not catching it, even though I had lots of contact, I retire. First thing I do is catch it. Great. But there we go, I'm getting better. What we have here is a sapphire bull. I got this on eBay. It was around about £30. Came from India, which probably means it came from Thailand, because that's where a lot of them are made. It's a nice piece, good quality, very dense, very heavy, good colour, and it's the first time I've cut a sapphire bull that's the actual blue sapphire colour, so I'm looking forward to it. So I've roughly formed it, squared it off, and what we're going to do, hopefully you can see this, is a typical sapphire cut. There we go. Mixed B brilliant oval. Yeah, looking forward to that. I've not cut one like that before, so it'll be an experience. I'm also using some dots I've made. I wanted to see if I could make them, and I'll report back, or you'll realise if they're any good, because there'll be less cursing and swearing because they're working. So I've docked it onto one of these new dots that I've made. These new dots have a locating pin and should therefore locate nicely in the groove that I've made. There we go. So I've done that. I need to square it off a little bit more so it's fitting correctly with the handpiece. 96, yeah, 96, as the plan says. The flat longest part should be top and bottom, which is great. I've set the cheater up so it's at 0. I've cleaned the handpiece. Everything should be ready to go. So we're going to start with just squaring it off. Once we've squared it off, we'll know the exact size of the stone. So there's a little formula that I can put in to make sure we do get proper sizing. And once we've got proper sizing, the shape should come. We'll find out. So I'm starting off with a very harsh 100 disc. I can afford to do that with this material because it is extremely hard. Obviously once we get to the right shape, then we'll smooth it off, but this is just getting it to the right shape. .54 across. Now from that width I can go and calculate the size of the stone. Now that everything's square, flat, square, square, that's the major measurement there, is the width. I can put that into my lovely spreadsheet, 10.5, and get the rest of the dimensions. I'll do that now. Right, I'll now leave an explanation of what I've just done and show you the formula, but on each plan, as you can see there are some measurements. If you put those into an Excel spreadsheet, all you need to do is pop the width in and it tells you length and height of the stone. So I know I've got to get a length out of it of 15.86. Pause it here if you're an Excel spreadsheet fan, and by all means copy the formula. This is invaluable. Just pop in the ratios that are on every plan, length to width, table to width, and the width of your stone in the green box where it says width, and then everything else comes up automatically, so you get exact sizing. Now if you make this accurate, the stone should be accurate. That's the theory. 15, not a lot. So that's the size of the stone. So what I've concentrated on those two at the moment, I'm now going to concentrate on those two and just trim them down until I get to the right measurement. Good. Right, so what I'm going to do now is, because unusually for me, we're doing the crown first, which is something I'm totally not used to. Being sort of a European country, I usually start with the pavilion, pointy bit at the end, the culet, and then once the pavilion's done, do the crown. Today, we're doing it the Sri Lankan way, which is crown first. So, it's a bit of an experiment for me. So because the crown first includes the table, what I'm going to do is just smooth off the top as finely as I can, because that will be the table, and I might as well do it now, so we've got the right size. Right, so we're ready. First facet goes in at 41 degrees on the crown. So 41. And it's at 96 and 48. As usual, there's no real instruction as to how far this has got to go. So it's all guesswork. Let's go. I'm going to use the 240 disc because this is very hard. If this is a lab created sapphire, if this was a real sapphire, I'd probably start on a 500 and take a lot more time. I'm making an assumption here that it's to the same height. I don't know. So again, we cut and see. Awful lot of stone to get away. It's always a bit of a worry because a lot of the stone starts to disappear. So it's all put in by eye, as I said. The first two lots of facets, just to make sure the shape looks correct. And now what I'm doing is going for the third lot of facets at 46.40 and 2. And that should, in theory, meet at the centre of the stone. So we'll gently do that. I wonder if you can hear this. As you can see, they're gradually coming. Okay, freeze frame. The problem with this sapphire bull is that it has a rind, and all the colour, as you can see now, beginning to develop, is in the outer skin. So as I facet the rest of this stone, the stone gets lighter and lighter till it's a pale blue as opposed to a lovely dark blue sapphire. So just be warned, if you use this type of material, that you want to have the majority of the rind in the actual cut itself. So starting with the crown was a mistake. I should have gone with my gut instinct and started with the pavilion. Then I could have left as much of the colouring in as possible. Anyway, live and learn. This, I believe, is unique to the Blue Sapphire ball, because the rubies that I've tried before are absolutely fine. The colour is consistent all the way through. So do use ruby balls, do use any balls, but just be aware that the sapphire can give you this issue. There. Right, they're in. Okay, so I've got some of the main facets in, but some of these final facets on the edge, I can't see how I can put those in until we've got some sort of girdle or shaping. So that's what I'm going to do. Go against the plan, never a good idea, but I can't see any other way. So first girdle is obviously 90 degrees and it's at 2. Right, here we go. I'll put these first 4 in, see if it helps. Certainly give us a shape to facet to, that's for sure. Right, double check, 90 degrees, 2. Here it goes. On to my favourite sterling polishing lat now. Sorry, a high speed sterling polishing lat. In some water. Back in a minute. Right, here we go. A lot of meat to come off, so we'll go full speed. Well, moral of this story so far, although it looks good at the moment, it is not following the plan. Don't facet when you're ill or your brain is woolly, as mine is at the moment with COVID, because I dropped the handpiece and that was fun because I had to dismantle it and put it all back together again. Luckily I got this pin in, so I was able to get it roughly the right position. But it's been interesting. I've had to put a couple of extra facets in and altered a few. But I think it's still worth persisting with this stone because it does have some beauty. And what I'll now do is transfer it and dop it, and we'll do the pavilion. See what it's like once it's done. Right, so we've transferred across and we're starting on the pavilion. First one at 57. Check. And 2. Check. So this is turning out to be quite an interesting challenge. The bottom or pavilion mirror facets have each got to be cheated in a little bit. So there's no dapping it down and it all being right. it's a case of putting it down, adjusting, putting it down, adjusting until it lines up. So I wouldn't call this a beginner's stone, purely because of that fact. So we're coming to the end of the video and we'll soon have the reveal. Although it didn't turn out the sort of deep sapphire blue, it's still a beautiful stone. It's more of a light sapphire blue. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, please subscribe, comment, and see you in the next one. Bye. It's going to be pretty.